So what is the meaning of the term percent? Percent, basically it's a portmanteau. Portmanteau is a word which is formed by a combination of two different words that come together. Just like breakfast and lunch will give you brunch, right? Brad Pitt, Angelina nahi saath mein nahi hai abhi. Okay. Virat and Anushka give you Virushka, right? So percent is basically per or cent ka combination. Per means upon and cent means 100. So anything out of 100, basically it is called as percent. Okay. Anything upon 100 is basically percentage. So 30% is nothing but 30 out of 100, right? If you say 22.22%, it's nothing but 22.22 divided by 100. For that matter, x percent का मतलब ही होता है x out of 100 or x upon 100. If you observe carefully, with all these three examples, you can observe that percentages are basically nothing but fractions, right? 30% is 3 by 10, 0, 0 gone. 22.22% is 11.11 by 50, 2 cancelled out. X percent is x out of 100, x by 100, it's a fraction. Okay, so this is what is supposed to know, okay, because knowing these fraction values will really help you out in calculations. Going on further, the first question I would like to address is 11.11% of 108. Just now we saw in the previous table that 1 by 9 corresponds to 11.1%. So I am basically asking you 1 by 9th of 108. See guys, it's that simple now. Just find 1 by 9th of 108. The answer is 12. That's all. Okay, let's see the next example. 22.22% of 972. Just now we saw that 11.11 corresponds to 1 by 9th. So it is basically 2 times 1 by 9th. Or you can directly write it as 2 by 9 also. Your choice. 2 by 9 into 972. Okay, so 9 ones are and 9 eights are 72 into 108. Let's go on to the next question, guys. The next question will be 12.5% of 128, and 12.5% from the table you can check. It's basically 1 by 8. So I'm asking you 1 by 8 of 128. So 8, if you know table, 16 8s are 128. Or that directly you can write 16. Okay, if not, you can divide also. 8 ones are 8, 8 is the 48, which I strongly don't recommend. You should know tables. I've told you many a times, and I will keep on telling you. Okay. Let's go on to the next part now. 62.5% of 512. So 62.5 basically, if you observe, is 5 times 12.5. Okay, so it's basically 5 into 1 by 8 or 5 by 8 basically. 5 by 8 of 512. Now 512 is 8 ka cube. So if you cancel out 1 8, what remains is 8 ka square, 64. Right? See, that's the beauty and that's the benefit of knowing numbers. Okay, and their squares and cubes. Okay, that really helps you out. ओके अब 5 टाइम्स करना है इसको, इसी को 5 टाइम्स करने के लिए शॉर्टकट क्या है हमारे पास, राइट द 5 एज 10 by 2. So 640 upon 2, the answer is 320. See, we have made things so easy for you guys. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The next one is 72.72% of 2090. 1 second. Okay, the next question is 72.72% of 2090. Okay, now 72.72 guys, it is nothing but 8 multiplied by 9.09%, right? Okay, 9.09 is nothing but 1 by 11. So this part you can completely replace by 72.72. You can completely replace by 8 by 11 of 2090. Okay, now 2090 11 से divisible है, बिल्कुल है. 11 1s are 11. Okay, 11 9s are 99. 0s are 0. Okay, if you know tables, 19 8s are 152. You can directly write 1520, or you can multiply also, right? 8 9s are 72. 7 carry. 8 plus 7 is 15. So 1520 is the required answer. 1520 is 1 less than 39 ka square, 1521. Okay, now last but not the least, a very amazing question, my personal favorites. 81.25% of 1296. I would like you all to guys, I would recommend you guys to pause the video right now for a few seconds or a minute so that you can calculate it, and then we'll discuss the solution. So right now, if you look at 81.25% guys, 81.25 can be split right into two parts as 75 and 6.25%. Okay, ये hint कहाँ से मिलेगा हमको? If you observe 81.25 in the table which you have, 0.25 सिर्फ एक जगह पे आता है, which is 1 by 6.25%, right? So that's the only way you can split this as, okay, to make it more convenient. 75 is nothing but 3/4. Okay, 3/4 को मैं लिख देता हूँ 12 by 16. You will understand this why I'm doing that. And 6.25 is nothing but 1 by 16 we saw, right? Now it's very easy to deal with these two because they have a common denominator, right? That's why I wrote 3 by 4 as 12 by 16. So 12 by 16 plus 1 by 16 is nothing but 13 by 16. So I am basically asking you 13 by 16 of 1296. Okay. Now, as we know, sometime back also we discussed 16 8 is 128, 16 1 the 16, 13 multiplied by 81, 13 1 13, 8 104 plus 1 1053. Okay, so when you're solving, actually you just need to calculate 13 by 16 into 1296, 16 16 काट दो, 81 times 13 is the required answer. As simple as that. Okay, so these are some direct benefits of knowing the fraction values. Okay, as and when we solve some questions of profit and loss वगैरह, you will also understand the indirect benefits. Okay, when we will be able to convert the percentage to fractions, okay, in certain questions, and that will make things really very easy in that case. Okay, so with that we go on to the next part. 65% of the students in a college are boys, and the number of boys exceeds the number of girls by 60. Find the number of students in the college. Okay, one way to solve the question is, let the number of students in the college be equal to x. Okay, our conventional method which we use. Okay, 65% of students are boys, so number of boys is basically 0.65 into x. 65 upon 100 into x is 0.65x, right? And the remaining number of girls will be x minus this value, which is 0.35 x. Okay, their difference is given as how much? 60 in the question, right? The number of boys exceeds the number of girls. Okay, and that is nothing but 60. Okay, if you take the difference, you get 0.3x equals to 60, or you get x is equal to 200. That is your class strength. 60 upon 0.3. Okay, we'll give you 200, right? That's the answer. Okay, a much quicker way to solve this question would be, guys, that, see, I told you also in the previous classes, whenever we are dealing with percentage based questions, we can always assume the base to be 100. Okay, so in this case we simply assume the base to be equal to 100, and let's see what it gives us. If there are 100 students in the college, okay, 65% are boys, so there are 65 boys. Okay, the remaining 35 will be girls. This difference is 30. This corresponds to 60. 30 corresponds to 60. Then 100 corresponds to what? 100 into 2 is 200. Okay, we are doing the exact same thing, guys, but we are not dealing with decimal. Okay, and it's very easy to correlate numbers then once you develop this particular kind of understanding. Okay, next question. X's salary is 20% more than that of Y's, but by what percentage is Y's salary less than that of X? Very simple, 20%, right? No, it is not. Okay, now understand, if X's salary is 20% more than Y, to solve this question, what we will do is we will assume Y's salary to be equal to 100 units. Okay, so if X's salary is 20% more, 20% of 100 is 20. So X's salary is how much? 120. Now, by what percent is X's salary, Y's salary less than X? The numerical difference, 20 points. Out of, now I'm comparing with respect to X ka salary, right? So in the denominator of the fraction here, I will write 120. Okay, and see, that is why the answer will change. To find out by what percentage Y's salary is less than X, we'll select X as the base. Getting it? So that is why the answer is 20 upon 120, which is 1/6. 1 by 6, you should know by now, it's 16.6%. Even if you don't know, koi baat nahi, just keep on referring to the table continuously, periodically. So you can get faster. You can get better in understanding the application of these fractions.